Hi everyone, and welcome to a festive episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who came to the coast, had a few laughs, Kyle Charles, and
the murderous Santa Claus, C.Y. Chung.
And this episode we're going to talk about a few Christmas-related movies that we enjoy, I guess.
Well, that are not Christmas, kind of ish,
Yeah, they're
mainly. But you
set
have to be
around
set at
Christmas,
that
but
time.
not really Christmas.
Well, I mean, like, there's movies you would watch at Christmas, and then there's these movies.
Yeah.
Well, some of these movies, but you definitely not watch at Christmas, which leads me to Santa's Sleigh.
Wait,
You know that film, right? Have you heard of that film?
Wait, is this the one I think it is?
Oh God, tell me.
With Billy Goldberg.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yep. You know what? I don't think I've actually seen this film, but I know he spears someone in this film as Santa Claus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's enough for me.
Wait. Okay, so you're saying that it didn't even look. Okay, well, it looks like. I mean, I like my slasher films, right? Whether they be good or bad, right?
Mm.
But and this looks bad, but I can watch because it'll be entertainingly bad. You're saying you wouldn't even watch it for that.
No, I'll watch it for a one-off. I'm like, okay, cool, I've seen it. That's my life done, sort of thing, you know.
I do believe he's as the character of Santa Claus. He's killing people, and then he's doing one-liners afterwards. You know, post-mortem one-liners, and it's just like, okay,
something like that. Yeah.
But as a what do you think of Bill Goldberg as an action movie star? Would you have watched his wrestling and go, oh yeah, I think this guy could be an action movie hero, or did you?
Because before this, I saw
yeah.
him in what's that film? Universal Soldier: The Return. I was like,
yeah,
I'm good. You know, if he's like his wrestling character, where he doesn't say much, I'll be alright with it. But yeah, he says too much.
Well, here's the thing with Bill Goldberg. I think, right, if he's like a Terminator or Winter Soldier or something like that, right? And when I say Winter Soldier, I mean like, you know, proper Winter Soldier mode in Captain America Winter Soldier, right? Yeah, I can see him there, right? Like, you know, them sort of machine assassin people, like the guys that just keep on coming, like how Batista played Mr. What's his name in that James Bond film.
Mr. Jinx, isn't it his name was?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as a traditional action hero, I don't know. I mean, he kind of looks the part of the people of the 80s, like the Dolph Lundgren and Stallone and that build and stuff. But I don't. Unfortunately, I would have to say I don't think Bill has their range, and some of them don't have a lot of range. Or would you say it's the on-screen charisma? It's not the same as when you're filming on TV and filming in live when it's wrestling.
Some people could, but because you've got some wrestlers that are good in the ring, like talking in the ring and doing promos and stuff, and then it comes back to a terror buffle.
Yeah.
And then you got the reverse, where they're not good acting wrestling, but when it comes to like in films, they're okay. Because like I never really thought Batista was a good promo wrestling.
Yeah.
But then like he's a really good actor.
Thing is with Batista, when he started going to his what's the All About Me character?
Yeah.
When he was like, sorry?
That's when he got better, yeah.
Yeah. Where he had to put the spotlight on me when I'm walking down the ramp and in the ring, and when he was busted into the wheelchair with his leg wrapped up in you know, the cast and everything. The spotlight on me. I was like, okay, this guy, he don't care anymore, but he's got to the point where he just have it up, and he don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
So what they're gonna do? They can't punish him.
They can't, because he's big teased, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you were saying Die Hard, yeah?
Yeah. One of my favorite films of all time.
Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2.
Yeah, because they're both in it. They're both set around the old festive season, isn't it? Both on Christmas Eve, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. The thing. So I've seen Die Hard 1 more than I've seen Die Hard 2, but it does seem that Die Hard 2 is very similar to Die Hard 1. If you know, and I know as far as sequel goes, but almost copy and paste even.
Yeah.
Not to knock it,
No,
right?
not to knock it all, but yeah,
it's just one of those things where you're like, if you watch it back to back, you're like, actually, even he has to point out how this stuff happened to the same guy twice.
Yeah, just like who actually has that bad luck, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I did like okay, he had to rescue the people in the Nakatomi Plaza in number 1. Where you know who Hart Brochner is? Brochner? Hart something, I can't remember his full name.
Is he the bad guy?
No, you're not Alan Rickman. I'm just the actual actor.
Oh wait, were we talking about 1 or 2?
1.
Oh, okay.
The guy with the beard, and he goes, "Sprechen Sie talk?"
Yeah.
The guy who was on the coke. The guy whose
Yeah.
was on.
What's his name again? Willis. Yeah.
Coked up to the gills.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Because you know I'm watching it when I was a kid, yeah. Even though you're watching an 18 rated film when you're a kid, but whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever. No one cares. Yeah.
And you're like, why is this guy acting so weird? You know?
And then you find out when you're older what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But he's in Supergirl, by the way.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't it? Yeah.
In the 1984.
Yeah. Now you say it, I totally remember him. I mean, I've seen that film like a handful of times, and I don't remember much of it.
But yeah, I was like, oh man. But Alan Rickman's a really slick villain.
Yeah, he's great
in that. I did Argyle in the garage there, right, in his limo, just rolling about, whatever, right, and all this action is happening all above him. He's just like, yeah. Strange that he didn't make an appearance. Did he make an appearance in number 2? I don't think.
No, which is really weird. I don't know why he didn't. He was a great character.
Yeah. The original Val Johnson made the appearance. But it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, where's the other characters? You know.
Yeah. It's weird why I didn't bring him back. But then I guess how can wait? Because 1's set in LA, 2 isn't, is it?
Oh, is it?
I don't think it is.
Not LA airport.
I'm trying to remember. Let me check the Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, I did like in number 2 where. Okay, so you had to rescue people in Nakatomi Plaza in number 1, and in number 2 it's different because it's the plane's it's circling and it's running out of fuel. So you had to get. That's why he had to get rid of the terrorists. Like, all right, makes sense. To readjust the stakes differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, it is in LA. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah. Why couldn't I go? But then I'm trying to think of a weird way to bring in, but it wouldn't make no sense. Yeah.
Okay. What about you Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? You seen that film?
No.
The Robert Downey Jr. Val Kilmer film?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it. It's a cool film. I mean, it's set during the festive period, right? Not exactly on Christmas Day specifically and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the film that I would say one of the Robert Downey Jr. comeback films.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a pre-Iron Man. Where he's rebuilding his career after he's
Yeah, after his little play around. That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, essentially. But yeah, it's really it's cool. It's fun. Val Kilmer, is. I mean, I haven't seen Val Kilmer much, but when you're like, oh, this guy's Batman, and then you're like, well, what's Batman ish? But he plays. He's like, he's better here.
Really?
What did you think of Val Kilmer as Batman?
Again, I'd enjoyed Batman Forever. It wasn't the strongest, but I.
No, but what do you think as Val Kilmer acting ability as Batman? Is what I'm saying, because he seems much more natural, but that's mainly because he's playing a character that's closer to him than and Bruce Wayne. The way they play Bruce Wayne in the Batman films, he's a bit aloof, rather than the classic playboy, himbo.
Yeah, which I've never really been a fan of himbo Bruce Wayne, if I'm honest. So I didn't really mind Val Kilmer's aloof.
I think what it is the logic of if you pretend to be an idiot, people will accept that you're an idiot and don't think that you have to come back when Batman comes back, and you're isolated and all like whatever, and then Batman's appears and they're like, all right, maybe, just maybe, the logic is that this guy who came back when Batman appears is Batman-ish, maybe.
But you can always think, well, because Bruce Wayne, everyone knows that his parents got killed at a young age, so that's the reason why he's probably a recluse sort of thing. They're like, yeah, true, he will sit alone and be weird, sort of thing. So
Fair enough.
To get around that, kind of.
Yeah. Well, which is why I wonder why in the comics. I mean, like, fair enough. I get your logic, by the way, from the movies. The Tim Burton logic, by the way, because that's what he used. But you're wondering why in the comics they decided not to do that and go the complete other way.
Well, make him himbo.
Yeah, well, make him pretend to be a himbo to enhance the disguise.
Well, because they don't really do that anymore. Because they've kind of gone the Tim Burton route with it now, really. But yeah, really? I don't know why they went that way.
I know, but he lost his fortune in the more recent comics, and that's kind of, I'd say, less associating with the people that. Oh, even it says in the comics, it's like, all of a sudden when you drop a few zeros off your bank account, the people that associated with you before don't associate with you anymore. Yeah,
that's how they see it, I guess. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of Batman Returns.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
That's set at Christmas and very disturbingly,
What do you think of it?
Batman Returns. I liked it. It's one of those films you can't forget that it's setting around Christmas because everything is Christmassy, everything's snow.
It is, to be fair, and I'm going to say it. Some of these movies we're going to speak about. If you remove the Christmas, we'll probably get to it when we're speaking about specific movies. But if you remove the Christmas section of it, does it still work? Does the Christmas need to be there? Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this one anyway, at least. Yeah.
It doesn't need to be set at Christmas for this, but if you're going to have Penguin with his penguins walking around, it makes more sense to make it a snowy setting because that's where they'd be fighting. Why would they be walking the streets in summer?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also, there's lots of things in it. There's like the whole lot of the story key points involves Christmas. So it's like, like the whole major bad guys plot and stuff like that, and the kids getting stolen. Yeah, it all revolves around Christmas. You can't really.
Wait, kids getting stolen at Christmas is a Christmas thing?
No, but I mean like the whole like their weird logic in this. Yeah, it's all like Christmas related. Can't really get around that one, can you?
But yeah, I mean, I look, I enjoy it. I obviously I don't need to watch Batman Returns during Christmas because you don't, it's not a Christmas movie. But you're like, all right, fair enough. It's set here. Why not? It just what it does actually gives it more in the setting. It looks different from the first film, right? Yeah, because that's more mainly blacks and stuff because it's set whenever it's set, right?
Yeah.
But now you got whites in a film that's filmed. I don't want to say darkly, but in a certain tone.
Yeah.
You have the white contrasting with the cinematography here, and I think it makes it look neat.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Because Batman, how he's going to hide in the shadows when there's big snow snow building behind him? Right. Well,
Yeah, how's he going to do that? Yeah, he needs to be there.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you seen Gremlins?
Of course, I've seen Gremlins.
Wait. First of all, I can't remember. Is number 2 set in Christmas? I don't think it is, right?
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
It's just number 1.
Yeah. So Gremlins.
It's another thing. I haven't seen this in ages, but I do remember enjoying it, and then being really confused by the sequel because they have literally nothing to do with each other.
Except, the only thing they have to do with each other is that the Gremlins just have the cast comes back and the Gremlins are but you could have renamed it something else.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I would say Gremlins. The first one is a bit of a suspense thriller with comedy bits in it.
Yeah, and enjoyable.
Yeah, and then
And a
the
story.
second one is just outrageous comedy-ish. Yeah, it was like, ooh, okay, it's like when you watch Conan the Barbarian and then you watch Conan the Destroyer, and then like one's 15, the other one's PG-13. You're like,
yeah.
yeah, all
It
right.
has like the second one, even though we're not meant to be talking about the second one, but I never know what the story is.
No. I did like it though. It was technically speaking, Die Hard with Gremlins because they all looked in that building.
Yeah.
Which Jonathan Glover, Lionel Luthor owns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. As far as Gremlin, did you ever wonder why there was no number three? Why?
There's lots of I've heard like lots of weird things about why there wasn't number 3.
Oh yeah.
And then
Would you
why
have
there's
liked to
meant
have
to be
seen the
number
number
3.
three?
I don't know because I think where would you go?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And in number 2, I believe is when it breaks the fourth wall.
Yep.
And the film reels kind of come out of their sprockets, and then Hogan says, "What you gonna do, Gremlins, brother?
Yeah.
You put this film back on." And then, right. So watching that now,
doesn't age
30
well.
years or like 40 years later, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But kids then, or the people watching again, will be thinking, who's the guy?
He's the racist. Yeah.
No, don't think that. I think at that point, people like because the pop culture things
Yeah.
shift from honestly film to film, but some films you do stuff right, and you can watch it for an extended period of time because it doesn't date itself.
Yeah, but this film dates itself. Like, there's so many like precise pop culture references in it to that period of time. Like, oh.
Yeah, which is I think.
Sorry, go
on. Sorry, you go first.
No, you go first. You go first.
I was gonna say, which is kind of tricky for films like I don't want to say necessarily Deadpool because there's like jokes that go there, but then you kind of even if you don't get era specific stuff, you're like, all right, I get kind of the punchline.
Yeah.
I can infer myself what he's meant to be, prodding at.
Yeah. But in that one, no. And it's like also like the first one.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like
yeah.
It's like you said, a bit of a thriller. It's slightly racist.
Slightly racist. Go give me some of them. Because I can't remember completely offhand. So
because I haven't seen it either, but I know there's lots of like weird.
Are you talking about the way they go to the Chinaman's what's it called to find Mowgli?
Yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah. I think there's others like some really racially sensitive things in there. I haven't watched this film in about 15 odd years. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. I might watch it again.
You know what? I might have to...
not a third one. It's like a TV show coming out for it soon, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
I do hope because like some of these films from the 80s again were TV series revivals. I know are you a fan of the Chuckies? Not that it takes place during Christmas or anything, but I'm just pointing out something.
I don't mind them.
All right, so there's the Chucky TV series, which I want to watch.
Yeah.
At some point, I don't know what streaming service it's on, but but I wonder if they reference the Mark Hamill Chucky film at any point, because they could just say it is a film within their universe of Chucky.
Because I think there's some weird. I don't know. I might be very wrong about this.
Yeah.
There's like some weird legal thing where one could be called Child's Play and one could be called Chucky.
Okay.
But there's some weird. I found.
So is it the same? Is it the same as so Friday the 13th could be called Friday the 13th, right? But when the license went over to some other people, New Line, I believe, or something, they basically said, "Yeah, you kind of got it, Jason."
Yeah, I think some weird thing like that.
It's like how Captain Marvel has to be called Shazam, and now he is Shazam.
Yeah, something weird like that. But they can have the same origin and everything, but these little bits they can't use. I don't.
So you bought the story, you just didn't buy the trademark title.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah. Speaking of horror films, though, like, have you seen Black Christmas? There's two versions. The more modern. I think there was in 2009, or was it 2006? There was one in 1982, I think.
I don't think I have seen this
No,
one.
sorry, 1974. Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I was thinking of a completely different film.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen him. No, I've heard
All
about
right.
him. I'm
Yeah.
here like the most recent one is good up to a certain point. I don't know how true that is.
I think I've seen the 2006 version. I think it also had the Kate Cassidy in it. Kate
Okay,
Cassidy.
yeah, from
From
Arrow.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But slash films, I watch these things. I'm not even sure if I've seen the 1974 version. I can't quite remember. But yeah, they are what they are. If you know you're expecting a slasher film,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Nothing.
I was thinking of it, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
There is that one. I have not seen that.
Yeah,
Have you
that's
seen
hilarious. Yeah.
So is it a slasher or is it a comedy, like black comedies?
I think it's meant to be a slasher, but it is completely off the walls insanity.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
A brief little.
Wait. There are sequels. Are they just not related to each other? Sequels?
No, I don't think it's something to do with these films. The Black Christmas.
No. As in Silent Night, Deadly Night has sequels, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the one with Malcolm McDowell?
The one I saw, he wasn't in it. The first one.
But you were saying first?
Yeah. So it's about this guy who's. Yeah. His parents get accidentally killed by a guy dressed up as Santa.
Okay.
So he has beef with Christmas, and then one day he just snaps and just starts going around shooting everyone who's celebrating Christmas.
All right.
Yeah, it's really weird. And the sequel is a brother he had that he didn't know he had, which they literally probably just made up for the sequel, and he kind of does the same thing. They're both terrible films.
Yeah. But what about the third one?
I didn't even know there was a third one.
So there's Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's number one. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Okay.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 3. Better Watch Out. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Initiation. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. The Toy Maker. Right?
Bloody hell.
And then there's Silent Night, the remake-ish. Which is the one with Malcolm McDowell, which I have seen.
Yeah.
Which I can only remember much of it, but I know I have seen it. Oh. But you're saying I should watch these wacky films?
Yes, because they are. Well, at least the first one, because it's terrible.
Oh, but if I watch the first one, I'm gonna watch them all. So
yeah, but you might hate yourself after doing that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But it's like one of those things where you're like, all right, let me see what I've been indoctrinated. Let me just go to the ends of the earth,
Yeah, if you want.
Let me finish exiting the cult.
Do it, and then regret it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen Jack Frost? Now, I'm not talking about the one that's the Michael Keaton Jack Frost.
The serial killer one.
Yeah.
I've seen bits of it. Yeah.
So, I've seen the sequel as well, Jack Frost 2. Because I wondered how he come back. But yeah, anyways, I do. Yeah, it's essentially a snowman who gets possessed by a killer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then he uses his parts of his. I think he stabs someone with a carrot from his body and stuff like that, and it's just like, what? It's a bit crazy as well. Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it or not, but I will say it's a slasher film that is weird as well. Someone was clearly not sober, or straight edge when they were making this film.
Of course not. Most of these films, they're not. They're on some sort of drug when these films are made. It's anyway that makes sense.
Exactly. Have you seen Trading Places?
Yes, I have. I haven't seen it in years, but yes, I have seen it.
1983. Yeah. So, did you enjoy it at the time?
I enjoyed it at the time.
I haven't seen it for ages either, right? But I do know. I mean, I don't remember the bits, but it's basically carried by the names of Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Even though it's a good film, right? And the people bet $1 the rich people, right? Not them. They bet $1 if they can swap the lives of other people or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Weird.
Yeah, yeah. And Eddie Murphy's just a con artist. And I do remember. So he's winning about himself because he says he's got no legs.
Yeah.
And he's trying to beg off for money, people's money. He said he said he's blind, and he's got stumps for legs, right?
Yeah.
And then when the police like, come on, stop it, man. He's like no, I can't see, I can't see. Then when they try to chase him, he spins around and his finger he tries to push away. I don't want to say wheelchair away because not in a wheelchair, right? But
yeah,
pushing away on the ground because all of a sudden you can see to get away, right?
Yeah.
And then they grab his arms and pull him up, right? And then his legs just drop down. He's like, "Oh, it's a Christmas miracle! I'm healed, guys! All right!" And he tries to get away. Obviously, that ain't gonna happen.
No, they want to be game.
But yeah, I there's some good jokes in this. What do you remember from it?
Not much, because it's one of these films that I saw as a kid, and I saw it again. I say about like in the mid 2000s. I haven't seen it again since. So I need to rewatch this. Why? Oh.
Yeah.
Have you seen Eddie Murphy? Is it Nick Nolte?
No. Wait. What film?
No, I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of another Eddie Murphy film.
Oh, you're thinking of 48 Hours?
There we go. Yep. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't know how that happened.
So, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, the worst of the Iron Mans, in my opinion. Opinion.
All right.
What
about... Go on.
This is like a film that just happens to be set around Christmas because of the guy who wrote it.
Yeah. I don't think... it could have taken place at any time, anywhere.
Yep.
But, hey, they do... incorporate Christmas in the story. If you're gonna have the gimmick at Christmas, then why not?
Yeah.
Why not make it Christmas?
But it doesn't.
Why it's snowy? Go on.
Doesn't that all involve the storyline?
Yeah. Got nothing. No. Other than the crack jokes about it being a Christmas miracle and all that stuff. No.
Yeah.
Because literally, in part of this film, they go off somewhere else that's really sunny.
Yeah, because that's weird. That's what I was literally about to say. Because like the bulk of the film is set in like Malibu, California.
Yeah.
And then he happens to get accidentally flown all the way to wherever that kid is.
Yeah.
So we'll say maybe like Minnesota. We'll just say Minnesota because I know that's what it's called. And then he gets back to Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can't tell that it's snow because Malibu's hot all year round. So what was?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell.
I have to say, personally, I enjoyed this the most out of the Iron Man films, because it just it kind of upped everything. I want to say dramatic states, but they basically just had budget and they were like, you know what? Yeah, let's go out and have all them Iron Man suits do their things. Yeah.
All right. I think the reason why, for me, I don't really care for it that much is that's kind of the reason, and there's lots of weird things that they set up but doesn't make any sense at the end because of the films that come afterwards.
Give me something that you were saying.
I.e. him saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop being Iron Man."
Yeah.
And then literally about 4 months later, or okay, that might be a bit of exaggeration, but whenever the next Avenger film ever came out, he was Iron Man. You're like, oh, okay. That lasted long. Cool.
Yes. Yes. I can't even defend it like, oh yeah, I will stop being Iron Man and start being Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Because they're not like Batman and Bruce Wayne where they pretend to be different identities, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, when I'm in the suit of Iron Man, and when I'm out of the suit of Tony Stark, right?
Yeah. But no.
But I'm still actually Tony Stark all the time.
That's why it's weird. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he blows up all his armors, and then for what?
Yep. Oh no! Hold on. I will try and make sense of it for you that you don't have to buy it, right?
Yeah.
He was like, all right, the Avengers teamed up, we've knocked out, stopped this alien invasion, whatnot, right? Then Iron Man 3 happens because he's let himself out be Iron Man, and people are like, yeah, all right, well, I'll go and fight you then. And then after he deals with that, he's like, well, there's no one left to fight, right? And then Hydra turns out to be Shield, and he's like, well, I've got to I've got to fight Hydra, therefore I have to be Iron Man again.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Stretch,
Well, okay. I'm obviously I'm not but I'm just trying to say maybe at the time that he was saying it in 2013 that he doesn't want to be Iron Man before it was true, and then things happened later on. He's like, well, actually, you know what? I mean, at the time it wasn't a lie.
Yeah, well, if he just said, you know what? I don't know. There's many other ways I thought they could have just done it. Like, yeah, I'm still Iron Man.
Yeah, he should have just did that at the end, right?
Yeah.
It's like, don't even pretend I'm not going to be Iron Man. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then kind of like try to close up everything and then realize, no, he doesn't die for like 10 years later anyway. So, hey, sort of thing like oh, okay, sure. I'll say 10 years later, 7, 8? Wait. Yeah, whatever.
No, 6.
6, yeah, same thing. Yeah, just, I don't know. I wouldn't watch it at Christmas, if I'm honest.
Have you seen LA Confidential?
That's what's his name? Harrison Ford and Josh Hartnett.
No, you're thinking of a completely wrong film.
What am I thinking of then?
I don't know. I know the film. I can't remember the title. Right, but it's not this film.
Oh,
this one's with Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce.
Oh, okay. What the hell am I thinking of then?
Yeah.
No, I have not seen it then.
Oh, you haven't? It's actually really good. Like crime drama. You should watch it at some point. I don't spoil nothing, but Russell Crowe's like an aggressive cop, if I remember correctly. And Guy Pearce is like more investigating cop. And he's like, yeah, but there's something going on here. Yeah, you just can't you can't be so obnoxious to people and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because shadiness is going to happen like, in the station, whatever it is,
Hollywood Homicide. That's what it's called.
That's the one you're thinking of. Yeah,
yep. It's close.
Yeah. But I recommend you should watch LA Confidential.
I definitely will.
Yeah, it's quite good. I think this is during the time where Russell Crowe was getting more famous.
Yeah.
I want to get him, but like during that era where he was making Gladiator and all this, top-notch stuff.
Yeah.
A bit like when Nicolas Cage was at his peak when he made Face Off, Con Air. What's the other film?
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something else. He made like 4 films that were like entertaining.
To be fair,
may not have been good.
To be fair, I'm gonna say this: it may be a joke, it may not be a joke. Yeah. Nicolas Cage, he's like peak and greatest of all time. This is when he was at he's most like famous of famous. This is when he made Ghost Rider.
No. Which one? 1 or 2 first?
Second one.
Well, the second one, nothing to do with Christmas. Nothing to do with Christmas, but I actually diverted the conversation. Yeah. I really enjoyed the second one.
No, so did I. I was actually
the first one. The first one was all right. Yeah. It went great. It went bad. It was okay. Yeah.
It was okay for its time. It came out.
Yeah. But yeah, then whoever wrote the sequels, they're clearly on a coke binge, and I'm like, all right, okay, I don't mind.
Because I remember what was it? The selling point to the second one was we got the guys that created Crank. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And then one of the scenes in the movie, I think in the trailer, right, to add to get people to watch the movie,
yeah.
So he's got his flaming head, yeah, and then but the camera's at his back, and he's unzipping his trousers, and he kind of blow torches from his crotch region.
Yeah, he urinates flames.
Yeah. Like, all right, I don't get how that works, but whatever.
Science.
I will also say, have you seen? I mean, we'll have to get back to Christmas movies at some point, but have you seen the unofficial sequel to the Ghost Riders of Nicolas Cage versus the Devil, which would be Drive Angry.
Yeah, I've seen that terrible film.
I just want to point it out.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. It's like
It reminds me. I don't know if you ever played the game. Is it called Road to Road to Redemption? It's kind of basically Drive Angry, but it's a game, but it's equally as terrible.
I think I know the game. I just don't remember what it is.
It's terrible. Instead of him having a car, it's a motorbike in the game, and it's just. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
No, that's all I can say.
All right. Fair enough. Rocky 4.
Of course, I've seen Rocky 4. Wait. Rocky 4 set at Christmas.
Well, there's Christmas trees in it, right?
Okay.
Well, okay, hold on. Yeah. Like he comes back and he wishes his son Merry Christmas. So kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
So though I do believe, is it Rocky 1 or 2 where he's taking Adrian out? He takes her to the ice rink in one of them, but I think in number 2 also, when she says she's pregnant, it's during the snowy times.
Oh, okay.
So maybe 3 of the Rocky films are set during winter. I could be wrong though. Yeah, unless I'm misremembering, because to be fair, he spends a lot of time in the snow in Russia, right?
Yeah. Siberia.
Yeah. And I do believe. Does it take place at Christmas Day? The final fight with Drago?
I don't know. Is it? It might be.
Yeah. Let me have a quick wiki of that. But
wait, that's the wrong song. Wait, Hearts of Fire. Is that from? That's from Rocky 5. Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah. Gosh. What did you think of? Well, look, number 4 is meant to be. I'm pretty sure it's at Christmas, right? Wikipedia says he ends a speech saying "Merry Christmas" to his son on TV.
Allow boxing on Christmas Day.
well, first of all, allow this, right? He's beaten a Russian. He's ended the Cold War, and then he's like, "You could change, I could change, we all could change," right?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, son. I don't think he does exactly that, but you're like, all right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess good. It's a good Christmas film. I would watch it during Christmas.
Yeah. Wait, have you seen the Stallone cut? Is that the version it's called?
Wait, what?
Director's cut, sorry. The director's cut.
No, I haven't, no.
Well, it's the Stallone cut because he did direct it,
yeah.
But yeah, there's the 2021 director's cut, which is I haven't seen it myself, but I think they use different angles and setting up shots and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rocky 4, Rocky versus Drago.
Oh. Drago, he's most evilest of adversaries, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about 1 and 2 as well? Because I'm pretty sure there's some wintry something in one of them, and I can't remember exactly which one it is. So we'll just lump them both together.
I can remember.
Actually, there's when he's fighting Tommy Gunn in the streets. Is that also in Christmas?
It might be.
All right. So aside from Rocky 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go aside from Rocky 3. I say, what do you like? What do you think of number 1?
1, it was good. It was revolutionary.
Yeah. It showed me Stallone could act, and then he rested on his laurels and decided to just be Stallone. But hey, every so often he'd pop out with the amazing acting that he did show here, and then he just settled back in Stallone mode.
Yeah. Not trying as much. Yeah. Yo,
Yeah, but I like this. It sets up the underdog story very well as a sports kind of film, but it's not really. It's more of a sports drama.
Yeah. Wait. Apparently, Rocky 5 is set a few days after Rocky 4.
Okay.
So it's early 1986, apparently.
Right.
Okay.
Well, no, isn't that just the beginning of it?
That's weird. I always thought it was set a bit afterwards, but okay, sure.
Yeah, a couple of years later, right?
Yeah.
Or even. But I'm pretty sure does he not fight Tommy Gunn in the streets?
Yeah, he does fight
And
Tommy Gunn in the streets, yeah.
No, and it's I know Don King's geezer. What's it called? Washington Duke.
Hmm.
He's in that pimp coat as well, so I'm sure he's cold.
Yeah, because winter.
Yeah, yeah.
Because winter had come.
Oh, are you saying he basically had Christmas, right? No, because he had to think. So Rocky Four finishes. Right, he comes back. It's Christmas time, right? And then this must take place during. This movie must take place for. Must you have an entire year to take place?
No, everything on the internet is saying, literally, this is what it says. Rocky 5 takes place only a few days after the conclusion of Rocky 4. We know that the combination of the fight between Rocky and Drago, whatever, in Rocky 5 took place on the 25th of December, which makes this Rocky 5 happen early 1986.
Yeah, but then because well, you mean that because it starts right, the whole thing, because they have a couple of boxing matches in here, and you can't have a boxing match take place in a week, like for training and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. But then he's not allowed to fight in number 5 because they said he's got the brain damage stuff.
Yeah.
So it's unsanctioned.
I think it probably takes. I think it's about a year because Union Kane wins the vacant title, right? And Tommy Gunn also has got to build his reputation to challenge, then promote the fight against Union Kane, which he wins. So it's got to be a year period or something like
that. In a real world, in a ideal world, yes, but this is
yeah. But here's the logic as well. Let me point out, by the way, Rocky 1 was in 1976. Rocky 2 was in 1979, and yet somehow it's a rematch with Apollo, which happens like 6 months later.
But then, that's real time? But in their time, because you don't know.
Yeah, in their time, only 6 months went by, but in real time, 3 years went by.
Yeah.
So that means his title reign started from 1977 latest, when he won the title. Even though in Rocky 2 he won the title like 3 years, but then he held it all the way until Rocky 3 was like 1983. I don't know.
Yeah, timeline makes no sense.
Wait, hold on. Is it 1983 or was it 19? When did Rocky? No, it's 93. 82. Sorry, 82.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you think of Rocky 2, by the way?
Rocky 2, it was alright. Wasn't my favorite.
It didn't have the same oomph as number 1 to you?
Nah.
All right. Is it because it was more predictable that he would win?
Yeah, because
he couldn't lose again, and if it was a draw, I mean, he could have drawn, but that's less likely.
Yeah, nah. I don't know. It's one of those things. Always in Rocky films, except for Rocky Balboa. It's like,
yeah.
He always kind of knew he was going to win.
Wait, Rocky Balboa also took place during winter time, right?
Yeah, but I think that's just Philadelphia. It's always cold there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's assume because we okay, Rocky 5, right? Taking place during Christmas. What do you? I wasn't a fan of this film, but I did read that Terry Funk did also help coordinate the fight.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Which is insane. Yeah.
It was alright, but it was like a weird ending to. So basically, at the beginning of the film, oh yeah, you had the evil, your bank account guy was a evil investor or whatever, and he just made you all destitute now because he used up all your money.
Yeah.
And then you're back to the streets. All right, kind of.
Yeah.
A bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Like what? Yeah. All right. Whatever. Yeah, I remember it's all right. It's all right. Nothing major. Great how what George Washington Duke was basically Don King.
Yep.
Very much, and then he's like trying to get Tommy Gunn to fight Rocky. Right? It's like Rocky trained Tommy Gunn. Then he switches. I think the George Washington uses basically the Godfather's hoe train to make Tommy Gunn switch sides.
Yeah.
And so then he's trying to get Rocky back to have a rematch with to have a match for the title against Tommy Gunn because he knows he'll sell protege versus teacher or something like that, right? Rocky's come back, he'll make him a ton of money, right? And Rocky's like, oh, no, I'm gonna be I'm retired, man. I can't fight. Even though then he does have an end fight, which then he's taking punches to the head as well. Bare-fisted punches, anyways. Whatever,
yeah.
Right. One more round. I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, and George Washington is like, so when I think Tommy Gunn has won his title, right? And he basically just, I think Rocky and Paulie are feeling sorry for themselves because basically they got ousted from Tommy Gunn's winning speech or whatever. I'd like to thank the best guy ever who brought me to this point, George Washington Duke. Right, okay. And then, yeah, Washington Duke incites Tommy Gunn to try and fight Rocky. Except that he's trying to get it happen in the ring, yeah?
Yeah.
My fighter's only fighting in the ring. And then I think Paulie says something, or maybe he throws his drink in Tommy Gunn's face because he's had enough of it, and he gets knocked down. And then Rocky's like, then they go to have their fight in the streets. Well, from the bar into the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, George Washington Duke, your plan went terribly right. In the wrong ways.
Yeah, it's so weird.
He's always in kayfabe mode, right?
Yeah.
Promote till the end.
Promote till you die. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. But Rocky 6, what did you think of that? Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really liked it because I didn't see the ending coming. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought for some reason he might die in the ring because
same.
Yeah.
I thought that.
But it was good that he just wanted to have this comeback. He should have got battered in it, but what's his name? Mason Dixon broke his hand. Yeah. On Rocky's hip, and then Rocky could get his the last till the end, right?
Yeah.
And I did like how they did the Sin City style black and white with coloured bits here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Stylistically, really good.
I would say personally, and I'm not including Creed in here, but of the best Rocky films, 1 and 6, though, I'd watch 3 the most probably because it's pure 80s.
80 cheese, yeah.
Yeah. You can't,
I think
can't stop none of that.
4 and 5 because it's got the better soundtracks.
Yes. Yes, 4 definitely does have that. Yeah. 4 is, I don't want to say, is unabashedly capitalist. Well, I incur in that sort of thing, it's like pro-America.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, so you're like, all right, okay. It's so pro-America that Ip Man tried it in Ip Man 2, right?
Yeah, geez. Yeah.
To be, we could, when I was watching it, so I'd seen it before, right? But when I was, some of our mutual friends were working in the sports shop, remember that?
Yeah.
And they had it on there, and then so we were watching it there as well. And the owner was like, he was watching with us, and then he was like, yeah, when you see the subtitles, like, oh yeah, man, I hope Britain and China can, whatever, yeah. And he just started going, yeah, you could change, I could change, we all could change. And we're like all laughing because it was exactly Rocky 4.
But with martial arts, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a bit more overt racism because Apollo Creed just happened to be black, right?
Yeah.
And he was fighting a Russian guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Who just happened to be white, right?
Yeah.
But here it's like the Chinese men are weak, right? I will kill them. It's like, okay, all you yellow bastards or some craziness. I'm like, whoa, wow. Hold on a second. but it's so it's some like Darren Sharvey plays it so cartoonishly over the top. You kind of not. I don't get offended, right, because of what he's saying. Is because he's outlandish. Whereas when Scott Adkins was in Ip Man 4,
and
he said the C word,
I
was like, ooh, no, like the actor doesn't mean it, but he says it like the character means it.
Yeah. Conviction.
And I was like, oof, yeah. That's not something to laugh about.
No,
you know, the
very
delivery of the line.
Yeah.
And then Saika said he made himself the most hated man in China because of that. And then wanted Steve don't beat him up. Like, yeah, well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't think Scott Adkins is the greatest actor, but he got the response he was looking for.
Yeah.
Though I am a Scott Adkins fan, saying that, by the way. The guy's cool martial artist and all that stuff.
He's great.
All
right.
Yeah. So you said Die Hard, and we were talking about 80s films as well with Rocky. Lethal Weapon also takes place during Christmas. Actually, is it just Lethal Weapon 1? I think it is, right?
I think it's just Lethal Weapon 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, just number one.
Yeah. I remember when watching this, I assumed, because I was watching martial arts films, right? If it was called Lethal Weapon, he should be proficient at fighting. But then I was like, this is it. When I'm watching it when I'm older, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of had the wrong assumption because this is 80s Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their fighting is not like even in the mid-90s, when they started being more choreographed stunt work. So I think the title misled me. However, I do enjoy this film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's comedic and serious in different parts of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has that balance. That
yeah.
good balance.
Yeah, but and I think at the beginning they're stealing Christmas trees or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Directed by Shane Black, like you were saying on the like in the Iron Man.
Yeah, because Shane Black's thing is Christmas films apparently.
Really?
Apparently, a lot of these films are all set around Christmas.
Maybe he had a good Christmas, Some people don't, but maybe it's like,
I think isn't Last Boy Scouts. That's by him as well, isn't it? And I think that's set in Christmas as well. Yeah.
The Bruce Willis film.
Yeah, Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Yeah.
I know. I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I've seen it like twice. I can't remember it if I'm honest.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I don't know if you count this as. I mean, like, Catch Me If You Can has parts that are during Christmas.
Okay.
So are we saying that because obviously it takes place over a couple of years and stuff like that? So, I do you count it or do you not count it? There are significant scenes that do take place during Christmas, though. Like, I do like when he gets caught, it's during Christmas time at the end, and I think he always calls Leonardo DiCaprio always calls Tom Hanks during holidays to wish him happy holidays for whatever holiday it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, but you only calling me because you got no other friends to call. And I'm like, oof.
Loser. Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's just like, you know what, yeah? He saw through you straight up. No, not right away. But it's like, after a while, he's like, you know what, yeah. I'm your enemy, but you're only contact, Because
he's a loser.
They're not enemies, which is like, I'm your nemesis here. However, we're not really friends, but you got no one else. So, all right,
You got no one else, so technically, I'm your friend by default. That's
exactly. And I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Sad times.
Yeah. Have you seen the film? Have you seen it? Would you know enough about it?
I know enough about it.
Yeah.
And it's loosely based on a true story, isn't it?
Well,
I do all loosely films... very much.
Yeah. Well, all films are loosely based. No, all true film. All films that are based on a true story are very loosely based on a true story, and sometimes the only thing that they have is the same with the story is maybe the title or the name of the character. Nothing else.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. It depends on how what's it called? How Hollywood the film becomes.
Yeah.
To appeal. Funny enough, and I know this is another bit where we're just diverting on to something else, right? Have you ever seen the Jim Carrey film Yes Man?
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking Ben Stiller?
I don't know.
I think he's got a film called The Yes Man as well. But yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. Have I?
So I read the book of that, right?
Yeah.
The book that was based on, and it's like, yeah, there's nothing to do with. I mean, the only things that's similar is he starts saying yes to stuff. But in the book, the guy like is like a friend of a comedian. He's like, what happened as an adventure? Yeah, if someone chills you stuff and you say yes to it all the time, because I would say maybe I'll have a fun time experiment, but not like the power of positivity in the film and stuff like that. I know he thinks he's being cursed or whatever. It's just like, yeah, all right, you took the idea and kind of went a bit somewhere else with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Power of positivity.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to try and watch this again then.
Well, it's not exactly. Yeah, it's not exactly the power of positivity, but yeah. The American Psycho, I think has. Is it? It's based on it's in winter time, right?
I don't remember.
He kills a Santa, right? He kills a homeless guy in the Santa outfit or something.
Does he?
I think so. Does he? Well, no. I do believe it takes place during Christmas. Not during Christmas specific, but the winter times. I could be wrong, but because I haven't seen the film for years. But have you seen this film?
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah.
I have to say, when I first watched it, I didn't get it because it was the scene with the business cards.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how it's bone white and embossed and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
I
was like, why do these people care so much about pieces of paper, essentially, right? But then when I watched it again, we're like, how it's meant to be completely over the top based on the people that are there, like the characters, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this scene is amazing because they're so petty, not petty, but so superficial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets across exactly what they're about, kind of. I was like, I really need to. I'd say as well when he murdered them girls with the chainsaw. I was like, what?
Yeah.
when he's underneath the sheets and things are happening, and then blood spraying everywhere, and the other girl's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, then jumps out the bed sheets with a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's like, wow, how did you not know? I mean, like, it's a bloody chainsaw,
I'd say as well, I enjoy Christian Bale's performance in this because he's nutty.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna be as serious as my character is in this film, based on the level of craziness I have to go. But I won't. He's over the top, but not over the top. He's kind of like he stands out in the film in the wrong way.
No. He
not
suits
like
it.
Yeah, not like David Boreanaz in The Crow Wicked Prayer, where he was in a completely different movie to everyone else.
Yeah, he was bored in that film and decided to go.
Well, he was enjoying himself at the expense of the film. That's what
Yeah.
Oh,
Christmas
films. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, there's Christmas films and there's these Christmas films. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Have you seen Cobra with Stallone, 1986, where the tagline is "Crime is the disease and he is the cure," because he murders them all apparently.
I actually haven't. Only like thing I know about the film Cobra is there's a song in Transformers animated movie.
Yeah.
You Got the Touch by Stan Bush, which is also in Cobra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that actually. Funny enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's used for long in it.
What's that name? The guy's name, Shao Kahn. I forgot his name.
What, James? Oh no. I was thinking of second Raiden.
Not James Rewan.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of him. Oh, he's a loser.
Yeah, but he's the villain in this. This is, you know what? I mean,
say it.
This is pure 80s as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to say about that. Yeah. I don't know if you like to watch these things or not. Then in that case, I don't know if it appeals to you because it's pure 80s. It's not as pure 80s as, for example, Rocky 3, right? But it's like an action film of that era.
No, I don't mind them because a lot of them are just they've aged very terribly, but in a good way.
Yeah. So his name is Marion Cobretti, and so he tries to avoid saying his name. That's why they call him Cobra.
Oh, okay.
And was it? This was Stallone was going to do Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Right? But then he tried to change things too much, and yeah, something there was a dispute somewhere, right?
Oh, so that's how Cobra was made.
Yeah,
I
he just like
remember this
it was
story.
leftover ideas from his version of Beverly Hills Cop, which is nothing like Eddie Murphy's version.
Yeah.
And he made Cobra out of it. And then when you look at that, yeah, you compare the two, and you go, wait a minute, right? This and this.
How did you get from this to this?
Yeah. One's one's a comedy, kind of. I want to say an action comedy, but you know, it had comedy. It had action beats in it.
Mm.
And the other one's the straight 80s action film. Actually, you know what? You seen what's that film? Tango and Cash.
Yeah. I've seen Tango and Cash.
Yeah, it's a bit more 80s than it's a bit it's not as charismatic as that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That's saying something.
But it's a bit like Dolph Lundgren's I'd probably give it a vibe of Dolph Lundgren's Punisher mixed with Tango and Cash, but kind of not really.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound great.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's 80s. I'd say that sometimes the films in the 80s, right? Actually, films in the 80s didn't even have to make sense.
No.
As then again, some films nowadays don't even have to make sense. So, yeah.
They just got to look good, and then that film's amazing. I.e., Avatar. That's a little side tangent I always have. Like, I remember when Avatar came out, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, this film's amazing." And I was like, "No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It looks good."
Yeah.
But
it's all of the 90s combined into one. That's what Avatar, the first film was.
Yeah. Because I remember my friend, he was like, "Oh yeah, the film's amazing." Okay, cool. What's amazing about it? Looks. Okay, cool. What's the story? There you go. If this film's so amazing, you remember the story, wouldn't you?
Well, I remember the story because it's just cliche storm.
Yep.
But it's like, oh yeah, the sleeper agent or whatever goes to invade whatever it is, and then he becomes one of the people. A bit like Tom Cruise's Last Samurai, a bit like Ferngully. I don't know if you've seen that or anything like that.
Yeah, Ferngully. Yep.
Yeah,
like
all those people like infiltrate whatever it is, and then it's like, you know what, I've been on the wrong side of whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah.
So,
I'm not interested to watch the sequel. I'm not bothered.
Nah, neither am I. It's been like 12 years. I'm good.
I mean, look. To be fair, it looks good.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
But you know, saying that, when the trailer came on, because I can't remember what film I watched in the cinema. Because
might have been Black Panther, right?
Might have been Black Panther. Might have been Black Adam, one or two.
Yeah.
Or even might be something before that. And the trailer came on. I legit sat there and thought, oh, they're re-releasing Avatar 1. Because I know they are.
Yeah.
And then it came up saying Avatar 2, whatever. I was like, wait, what?
Way of the Water.
Yeah, I was like, I thought this was the same film.
Well, okay. I don't want to say like CG hasn't advanced since then, but it may be some smaller stuff that you only notice. But you know, when you got PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5? How much of a difference does things make?
Yeah.
We can see the difference from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2. And PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 there was visible difference, but not massive.
No.
And then when you get to that point, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay.
But back to this.
Back to this. Sorry.
Prometheus.
Wait. Prometheus is set around Christmas.
Well, they're putting up a Christmas tree in the spaceship.
Oh, okay. I guess.
So, yeah.
That's a bit of a reach, but yeah.
Look, to be fair, let's put it this way, right? We don't know what time frame it is exactly.
No, it's true.
But their internal clock must be Christmas sometime, right?
They've gone through a Christmas at some point, yeah.
yeah. Because Idris Elba's decorating a Christmas tree, so yeah. When I was watching this, right, I did not have an idea it was I liked it when it was, you weren't sure if it was an alien film or not, because when they said I was expecting aliens. However, if it's like no aliens will appear, this is just how the beginning of the engineers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. But then when it became the original story for the aliens, you're like, all right, I don't.
Yeah, I kind of tapped out after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like you. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, like, they had a good cast and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Who was in it? What's his name?
Michael
Benedict Wong.
Fassbender. Oh, Benedict Wong. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say because I was no, it's not Benedict. Is it Benedict Wong? Yeah. Benedict Wong is in it.
Yeah.
You know when you look back and you're like, oh, geez, these people, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. How do you go from that Benedict Wong? I mean, how do you go from there to Wong? You know, but
yeah.
hey,
Big.
Yeah. I believe this is also the one where the spaceship is a big massive circle thing, right?
Yeah.
And Charlize Theron and what's her name?
Naomi.
Yeah. Are running, and they decide to run straight forward as the thing is rolling. No one dives to the side or nothing, right? If you dive to one side and the other person dives to the other side, even though one of them, Charlize Theron is playing the villain here, it's like one of you would survive, right?
Yeah.
If you dive to the side and the empty circle in the middle will probably miss you, yeah?
Yeah. But no, they just keep
no, we just run forward and let it try and roll us over because, whatever.
Because, we need to build suspense. Whatever,
yeah. But then you just like, they're not smart, are they?
No.
And they're meant to be scientists, so yeah. I'm not 100% on that, but hey. Have you seen 12? Sorry?
No, I was about to say, thinking of like, would I have done the same thing? Probably. Yeah.
Well, okay, to be fair to them, if you don't know the center of it is also empty, yeah. But they're on the spaceship, right?
Yeah.
They know what it looks like.
Yeah. Silly people. Yeah.
All right. So, have you seen 12 Monkeys? Not the TV. Have you seen? Well, there's the TV series, by the way, as well, which is a I'd say reboot, remake ish of this, because they get this story and they kind of extend it.
I don't think I have seen 12 Monkeys.
No, that's the time travel film with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I know that. And Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't think I've actually seen it.
Oh, it's pretty cool. It's like one of those movies which are pretty neat. Yeah. You're like, oh, but then I think if you watch it now with the stuff that you have seen, it won't be so original anymore.
Yeah.
So it might be still engaging. I have not seen it for years either, but it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, this is.
It's been done before. At this point, if you watched it now, I'd be like, okay, this has been done before.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to find example. Like, exactly as you're saying, it's one of those things where you're like, if you knew it was the first one, you'd be like, all right, or no, one of the early ones that did the sort of thing, or whatever, right? You're like, but now you watch it now, you're like, I'm sure there's TV series, not necessarily just the 12 Monkey TV series, but some other TV series that do one-off stories, like, and the ending is similar to this, something like The Twilight Zone or whatever.
Oh.
So yeah, it's yeah. So, original but not original-ish.
Yeah.
Although I would say, don't know if I'd recommend the TV series over the movie because they're different from each other.
Yeah, in a big way. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they change roles and stuff like that around this, and all this stuff. So yeah. And the TV series, I guess, will give you more background on the characters. I mean, like, they have the same names, of course, as because they're not like, there's a new Quantum Leap film, by the way, a series.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So they have completely different character and whatnot in that.
Okay.
And it's kind of not. I haven't watched it, but I'm not sure if they're saying it can take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
Because they might get Scott Beluga to make a cameo at some point.
Okay.
But they're not saying it isn't made in the same universe.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
They kind of they don't. Yeah, I mean, they don't not acknowledge, but they also don't acknowledge.
Yeah.
Which is kind of safe for them because then they can settle it. A bit like, unfortunately, Superman and Lois. Where
yeah.
The first season kind of took place in the Arrowverse. Yeah. And then it didn't take place in Arrowverse, but at that point they already referenced stuff, and it's just like, I'm not where what's yeah.
Yeah. Where do we go from here? Sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's so confusing.
Yeah. Offhand, I can't think of any more Christmas films that are non-Christmas films.
Okay.
I'm sure there's many, and we'll probably come across them at some point, right?
Yeah.
But that's all me out for at this point. Unless you've got some.
Trying to think.
Well, I'd say also these are the ones that I assume we could say stuff about, because there's some Christmas films like the old Tom Hanks romantic comedies, right, that take place during Christmas.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen them, so
no,
I can't really say much about them, you know. There's Home Alone, but I think that is actually a Christmas movie, isn't it?
Yep, that is.
And Home Alone 2 as well.
Yes.
Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen Home Alone. No, have I seen 3? I think I saw half of 3. It's like, you know what, I'm alright.
There's 4, isn't there?
Yes, there's 4. Yep.
Alright. Yeah.
Wait, I think there's actually, because didn't one recently? I think so. I think one recently came out on Disney Plus.
Oh, really? They called it Home Alone 5.
I think, or they just called it Home Alone again. Not Home Alone again, but you know what I mean.
Are they remakes, by the way?
No, I think it's just a new entry in the series, but it's not connected, if that makes.
Yeah, so only 1 and 2 are connected, you're saying, right?
Yeah. And I think the third one makes reference to number 1 and 2.
6th film. Home Sweet Home Alone.
There we go. Yeah.
I've just seen the poster. It doesn't look. Yeah. I don't know if I would. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
Negative reviews. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that says it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah. I'm not. Personally. Yeah. I was gonna say. I probably have seen the first 2, but after that, I'm like, forget that stuff.
Wait.
You know?
Isn't Spider-Man No Way Home set
around Christmas? Yeah. Well, yes. You're correct. You're correct there.
Yeah, just realised that.
And we know how good that film is. By the way, right? When you're watching this in cinema, yeah.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield takes his mask off, right? And there's a pause. I mean, all your people, you get the pops and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But when you're watching the clip back on YouTube, and I'm like, right, so he takes his mask off. No, it's okay. He takes his mask off, and there's a pause, right?
Yeah.
For the cheers. That never come, right?
Mm.
No, it's cringe or anything, but it's just like, oh, you know what? They actually did a strategic job here of giving you the moments for the reactions. Even like when Daredevil put his cane down. And you saw Charlie Cox, and there's a brief pause as well. I was like, oh, you know what? This is smart as well. This film is smartly done. Even though when you watch it out of context, there's a minor pause for a split second, but you don't really notice it that much unless you're like, wait a minute. Do you watch the reactions on YouTube? People's reactions. Right. So some people film the crowd reaction. Like, obviously you can't film pirating the cinema, but I think technically speaking, they're like, no, I'm not filming the film. Right, it just happens to be on while I'm filming the crowd.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
weird. Yeah, but you do you. Yeah.
If you say so, right? Yeah. It's like when I watched the reactions for Avengers Endgame, and when Captain America's beating up Thanos and he calls Mjolnir. And like, all right, crowd reactions. But it's like, yeah, how'd you get away with it? But you know, if you're saying you're filming for one thing and then whatever. But did Spider-Man No Way Home need to take place during Christmas?
No.
Probably not.
No.
I don't know how much of the film was Christmas based either until the end where he was swinging around.
Yeah. I think that's it, really, isn't it? Yeah.
But was it filmed in at Christmas time because of the release date?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean. Sorry, did they say it took place at Christmas time during the release date? Or was it like, did it get pushed back?
I don't know, because I think it might have, I really don't know, you know, I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was just because they showed a time that his friends have gone to the uni and all that stuff, and he's getting his GHD and all that stuff. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The GHD. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because he has no
GCD, isn't it? GPD.
Something like that.
Yeah. The one that Eddie Guerrero got, right?
Yeah.
The one that Eddie Guerrero never had apparently, but he actually did have, and they pretend that he did for the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
well, and then you got the obvious one. I was gonna say Guardian Galaxy Christmas special, but yeah, that doesn't really count.
Well, that is kind of
Christmas,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's if you take Christmas out of that, it doesn't make sense anymore. No, the story can't happen if it's not Christmas. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah. I guess that's us tapping out for this one because
I guess.
I mean, like, I'm sure there are other ones. We're just off the top of our heads, can't think of them. However, during this conversation, right, I have noted down films.
Okay.
Right, that either you or I haven't seen, or we. Okay, so maybe we watch these films at some point, right?
Okay.
LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Me. I'm watching that anyways, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Drive Angry.
Yeah.
And Santa's Sleigh with our boy Bill Goldberg.
Your boy.
Yeah. Are you happy to watch these films?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Wait, I mean, are you not happy to watch these films? Are you willing, even though you're unwilling?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because I know there's going to be torture, but hey.
All right, we'll have to speak about these at some point. All right, cool.
We will do it. Yeah.
I bet you when you began this, you did not think that we end up with that sort of thing.
No, but life is strange, and you just have to roll the punches, and I guess that involves watching terrible films. But,
yeah, well, as we do. So hey,
it's all good. It could be worse.
Yeah. So I'm. He said that Bill Goldberg says a wisecrack in Santa's Sleigh. I can't remember what it is. Something about because he's Jewish as well.
Yeah.
But I was trying to reel that line off, but I just forgot off the top of my head. So, but I'm going to be the monster that you can't feed water to after midnight, even though it's after midnight all the time. See why, Chung?
It's true, isn't it? Oh, that's so stupid. Jesus. Why you was actually just talking about Goldberg and that film?
Yeah.
He met his future wife on the set of that film.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. One of the strippers that he murders is his wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not at the time. Like, he met her and then during this film.
Well,
and then became...
like, she was an actress.
Yeah. And just thought I'll share that with you.
Okay. Even though you haven't seen the film, so we'll watch out for Goldberg's wife during the film.
Yeah. That's her.
Even though if you're saying it's one of them, it could be 5 of them. We'd be like, all right, I'm guessing this lady here is Goldberg's wife.
I was gonna say it's like the one that has brown hair, but I think a lot of them have brown hair in that film.
Yeah. Well, she could have dyed it. She could have dyed it blonde for the film. Some people,
Yeah. No, I think she's a brunette. I was gonna say she was like, and she looks a bit like Kimberly Page, if that helps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if that helps.
Yeah.
And I am the man who is all patriotic to America and telling them that the Cold War is over because I beat Ivan Drago in a boxing match, because that's how wars work. Kyle Charles, and thank you for listening to this very festive episode of Trip Around the Multiverse. Can you tell us what your favourite Christmas adjacent movies are?
Yeah.
Best way of putting it. Is it
is it one of the Die Hards? Is it one of the Rockies?
One of the Rockies. One of the Expendables. I don't actually know if one of them is set around Christmas. I just made that up. Is it the Batman Returns? Let us know, and you can do that by
one of the many slasher horror films that have to take place during Christmas.
Yeah.
Crazy Santa or
my favorite Christmas adjacent film is Captain America: Winter Soldier, because winter is in this. That's a reach.
Yeah, but that's technically like me saying my favorite winter film is Batman and Robin, because Mr. Freeze is in it.
Yeah, true. The only reason why I say that, because when Captain America: Winter Soldier came out, for the promo advert, they had someone singing "Walking in the Winter Wonderland."
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm
oh,
not
I get it,
100%
because he's named the Winter Soldier. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, just thought I'd share that. And yeah, you can do that by leaving a comment if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can send us a DM or a tweet on Instagram and Twitter, and you can find all our social media handles in the description for the podcast and in the description in the YouTube channel description part. And I can't really think of anything else except for have a merry, festive, Christmas adjacent week. That makes no sense. But anyway, thank you all for listening. And thank you once again for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.